All right. I came on live because I want to speak especially to the island of St. Lucia. This was a 5.5. This was a 5.5. I told every St. Lucians that God is going to shake there after the election. Go back to my live. I told you that God was not pleased with that election. I told you God was not pleased with that election. I told you that y'all are a bunch of thieving people in St. Lucia. Y'all stole the election. Y'all stole the election. God never wanted that witchcraft prime minister to be there. Now, mark my words. St. Lucia will be hit by a 9.2, 9.7. St. Lucia will be rubble because God did not want that demonic prime minister, that witchcraft prime minister that y'all put there. Y'all rathered a witchcraft prime minister than a man that God could have worked with, to bring some sort of godly sovereignty in the island. So y'all are so stupid, a bunch of stupid people, that you wanted $1,000. You wanted lumber. Well, the 9.2 earthquake that's about to hit is going to hit during the night. And the waters are going to come up from every part. You can continue to call me false. You can continue to say what you want to say. But I told you that your bodies, the bodies of your children, will be on the ground. You're going to pick up your children from the gutter because y'all put a demonic prime minister. Y'all voted and y'all steal the election, and y'all expect God to just sit down and watch a set of ignorant people like y'all that don't want God. And now listen, I am only going to tell those that are close to me in St. Lucia when it is going to happen. I think I have an idea. I'm going to call those that are very close to me in St. Lucia. But you're going to pick up your children on the ground. Some of you who have cursed me on this live, they're going to see your bodies on the ground. You know why? Because y'all do not respect servants of God. I told you that after the election, God is going to shake there. Y'all did not vote that man in. They stole that election. And God is not pleased with that. They should have had a recount. They refused to have a recount. So God is going to send a 9.2, 9.7. This is one of the strongest earthquakes to ever hit St. Lucia. So what that 5.5 you had there was just nothing. That was just to wake you up. That was just to wake you up. And all of you who come on my live to call me false, well, I want to let you know the sword of God is going to be upon your children and upon you. Why? Because when you blaspheme against the Holy Spirit, let me explain to you what is blaspheming, because some of y'all are very ignorant. To blaspheme means in the work that the servant is doing, and you call the servant of God false. I'm going to give you a clue. Within the next few days, going into next month. All right, let me finish speak and then I go in and sleep. I want to give you a clue. I don't have to prove myself to any of you. I've been working for God for many years. I was only born in St. Lucia. I wasn't raised in that island. I wasn't raised there. I was partly raised there, but I wasn't full-time raised there. The Lord removed me from the country from an early age because he wanted to train me as a prophet. He knew very well that I was not going to make it in the country. From the age of 3 years old, I would see myself in dreams Not living in St. Lucia, but living in Barbados. And this is where my prophetic calling started. So let me tell you what is about to happen. The Lord is going to hit you with the 9.2, 9.7. It's one of the biggest earthquakes. Listen, your beautiful houses on the hills will come. It got roll down the hill. Now, you will know that God has raised a prophet among you. You will know that I am not a self-made prophet, but you would know that I am the mouthpiece of God. You know what? Your house will go down the hill into the gully. It is going to be one of the greatest devastations St. Lucia ever had. Your demonic witchcraft prime minister tell you, you can't even see that that man is a witchcraft man. You can't even see that he did not win this election. Everything I have said to you is coming to pass. So I going to sleep. I give you before. Should I tell them, Father? Should I tell them? By the way, let me call my St. Lucian people and tell them to brace themselves. I ain't saying it on this live. I'm not saying it on this live. If I tell you, you're going to have a clue. If I tell you on this live, I will be saving some of you. And I don't want to do that. But I will call my ministers in St. Lucia and different people that I know. And I'm going to tell them when to watch for that huge earthquake that is coming. You know what? Your St. Lucians, though I was born in that island, I believe there are godly St. Lucians. But I must say to you, I am ashamed to call myself a St. Lucian. I am ashamed to call myself a St. Lucian, though I was born there. But y'all are some of the worst ignorant people I have ever come to find out. Y'all don't like the things of God. Y'all curse the servants of God. Now let me tell you what is going to happen. I told you during the election that God will shake the island after this election. Because y'all know very well that that man did not win the election. Y'all know very well that that was fraud. Y'all know very well it was not a fair election. Y'all knew very well it was not a fair election. Y'all know God was never part of that election. Y'all think when I said that God will shake it after the election, y'all think that my words was going to drop? I'm a servant of the living God. I didn't call myself. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I did not want to be a pastor. I didn't want to be a pastor. And many years ago, after I had a child out of wedlock, Jesus came to me in a dream. And Jesus took me to hell. He took me to hell. I would see myself speaking to millions of people. And the road I was taking after I get older, God saw that that was not the road for me to take. Now, this was the first time I saw Jesus. That was the first time I saw Jesus. Jesus came to me. I was standing in a part of Barbados. And before he spoke to me, he told two demons to escort me to hell. When I was escorted to hell, I realized that hell was in the center of the earth. As I was about to be dropped into the hole, I saw Jesus coming from the east part of Barbados. And Jesus said to me, Tell the demons, leave her, she is mine. And when I came in front of her, in front of him, he used his finger. And he said to me, from today you are mine. From today you are mine. Yes, tell mommy order it. He said, from today you are mine. I fell. Jesus was wearing the gown of the colors of the rainbow. And Jesus looked at me. I couldn't look into his face because I could not look into the face of Jesus, but I knew. I fell to the ground on my knees. And Jesus said, from today, you're going to be my mouthpiece to the nations. Now, I remember the first time I went to St. Lucia, they asked who gave me the authority to speak to nations. He said, from today, you're going to be my mouthpiece to the nations. And he told me if I ever go back to this world, it will be my last chance. Y'all think I just appoint myself? Y'all think that I just appoint myself? Well, let me tell you what is about to happen in St. Lucia. I didn't want to tell you. You're going to find the bodies of your children in the gutter. You're going to find the bodies of your dogs in the gutter. Your house will be like rubble. Will be like rubbles. The water is going to come up from Grosile and join to Moshi. From Moshi to Castries. From Castries to many parts. It's coming. I have cried. I have wept. I have cried. I have walked the streets of Barbados and cry. I have walked the streets of St. Lucia and cry. You still came and you curse me. You have just a few more days to get your life ready. Because many of your politicians in St. Lucia will be buried underwater. Let me say this to you. Should I say it? Alan Chasney will be chosen to be the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Because when the water come up, many of your politicians will be buried underwater. I said Alan Chasney will be the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Alan Chasney. Because many of your politicians that is in power right now will be buried underwater. You cannot use witchcraft. You cannot use witchcraft to put a man in power and steal the rights of the people. So Alan Chasney will be in power. And God will see to it. I gone. Call me crazy. All prophets are crazy. All of us are crazy because we hear from God. All of us are crazy. Many of all prophets are crazy. They speak things that people don't believe. But Alan Chasney will be in power. You put him in power by witchcraft, and God will put the... Do I know Alan Chasney? No. Have I ever spoken to him? No. But he was the right man to put St. Lucia back to that place. So, you put PJP by witchcraft, and God gonna remove him by water. God is gonna remove him by water. Wicked set of people. Wicked. Now listen. Don't call my secretary. Don't call my phone. Don't call my phone. Don't call my secretary. Don't call me. Don't write me. Don't write me. Don't call me. You're a set of witchcraft people. Your house can, listen, St. Lucia will be a place of disaster. I just let you know that I didn't put myself in this position. I was minding my own business. I was living in sin. I was living in sin at that time. You heard what I said? I said I was living in sin when God appeared to me and he took me to hell. And he told me if I ever go back into this world, this would be my last chance. When God called me, I was no Christian. I had 2 children out of wedlock. You heard me? And that's why I take God so serious. That's why I talk to people about sin. I had 2 children out of wedlock when God called me. I wasn't married to nobody. When he came to me in that vision and said, he has called me to be his mouthpiece. And I never went back into that lifestyle again. So you listen to me. You listen to me. This is a woman call. He called out of the realm of the darkness and he said, you can be my mouthpiece. So you listen to me. The time has come. The time has come, and everything you have worked hard for will turn to rubble. Everything you have worked for in St. Lucia will turn to rubble. It will be worse than Haiti. God bless you. I gone. So come on this live and continue to curse me. Everything you've worked for will be turned to rubble. Are gone. Wait for the next one to come. God bless you.